on cooperation, but also on special training provided by Interpol.
We have a series of trainings in cybercrimes, in terrorism, car theft, and also in drugs and all sorts of crimes.
The Interpol office in Abidjan will play an important role in the coming months. It will be one of the first in the world to be equipped with an information system that allows for identification of illegal arms.
The Arab League and United Nations emissary to Syria has held talks with the embattled Syrian leader Bashar al-Assad in Damascus. Kofi Annan told reporters he had obtained commitment from President Assad to end the violence in Syria. Despite those talks, Syrian military columns have been active in homes where they continued pounding neighborhoods controlled by Free Syrian Army fighters. Let's look at this report for more on that.
2 days after having acknowledged in an interview he gave to the French daily Le Monde that his 6-point plan for Syria had failed, Kofi Annan arrived in Damascus on Sunday to revive it. Following an encounter with Bashar al-Assad, the UN and Arab League negotiator said he obtained a commitment from the Syrian government to implement the plan better than before.
We discussed the need to end the violence and ways and means of doing so. We agreed an approach which we would also share with which I will share with the armed opposition.
Kofi Annan did not reveal what the approach was. However, while he was meeting with Assad, the regime's forces were involved in an all-out assault on the town of Homs, in yet another reversal of this mission impossible. Far from withdrawing his tanks, allowing humanitarian aid to reach the towns in need, or letting journalists travel in accordance with the Annan plan, the Syrian president reminded the mediator of his position.
The president shouldn't run away from challenge, and we have national challenge now in Syria. So the president shouldn't escape the situation.
Criticized by the opposition, which is demanding binding resolutions, Kofi Annan is to travel to Iran, which he wants to pull into the discussions over Syria, a move which can only be backed by Russia. Vladimir Putin reaffirmed his willingness to see a peaceful political solution to the crisis and rejected all external interference by force.
We'll now take our second break. Sports is next.
It's traditional that your national GSM provider, Gamcell, takes many of its valuable customers to Mecca each year. This year again, Gamcell will offer 10 more of its valuable customers a complete Hajj package in a draw to be held live on Grts television. Yes, your Hajj is possible by simply loading $50 credit card or Nopal. You can win not only a return ticket to Mecca, but also $1,000 travel allowance, food and accommodation in Medina and Mecca. Remember, the more you load $50 credit card or Nopal, the more you increase your winning chance. With Gamcell, your Hajj is now easier. Gamcell, yay baron.
Welcome back. Exactly 1 month before his 31st birthday, Roger Federer has reminded the world why he is arguably the greatest tennis player of all times. Competing in a record 8 final at Wimbledon, the Swiss star beat Andy Murray in 4 sets, dashing the Scots' dream of becoming the tournament's first home winner of the men's singles since 1936. No one will begrudge Roger Federer his place in tennis history. There will be plenty of fans sympathizing with Andy Murray. He has now lost 4 Grand Slam finals, although he did at least win a set for the first time, and as Amanda Davis reports from Wimbledon, Federer's victory forced a nation to cancel its celebrations.
Getting closer.
It wasn't meant to be this way. Roger Federer celebrating a record-equaling 7th Wimbledon crown. Andy Murray just another line in the record books. So close, yet so far. For 76 years, Britain has talked of Fred Perry, the last homegrown man to win at Wimbledon. Murray was hoping to become the player by which future generations were measured. The fans had queued in their hundreds overnight in hope of a ticket, an expectation of a British champion at last.
It's been so long, and the doubles winning yesterday, and you know, it's the Olympic year, so come on, you can do it, Andy.
It's going to be epic, like 74 years. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, no, it's about time. I think Federer's time is gone. He's an old man. It's time for some new blood, I think, definitely.
Tickets on centre court are reportedly going for $50,000. And there's an estimated 20 million people watching around Britain on their televisions. Others are just turning up during the match, hoping to be part of British tennis history. Supporters in Murray's hometown of Dunblane in Scotland were willing their man on, and hopes were high as he took a first set lead. But as the British #1 has discovered 3 times before, winning a Grand Slam final isn't easy. When the rain came, the roof went on over centre court, and after a 40-minute break, a rejuvenated Roger Federer came out fighting. The Swiss had history in his sights too, and wasn't prepared to let a good story stand in the way. He proved just too strong, surging to his 17th Grand Slam title in 4 sets, to send Murray and his fans home disappointed once again.
I think, you know, for all the Brits who were here, it was very disappointing, and obviously for Andy, he was very emotional at the end.
I think he came out and it looked like he was, you know, he really went for it, actually. Yeah, I felt he really, you know, he really played well. He played very well. I think Federer just played better.
As he said, he's getting closer, and he'll be really incredibly disappointed tonight, I think. But in the end, yeah, he at least did come out and play very well in the first 2 sets, and you know, had his chances.
So Roger Federer back with his name on the Wimbledon trophy and back to the top of the world rankings. But for Andy Murray and British tennis fans, the wait goes on. Amanda Davis, CNN.
That was a sad day for the Brits indeed. And now let's turn our attention to the weather report courtesy of the Central Forecast Office.
The source assures us of a continuous flow, and from there, everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without season. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton, just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
Good evening, and once again it's a warm welcome to the weather segment. We begin with a quick summary of today's weather, followed by the forecast. Cloudy conditions and slight isolated showers affected parts of the country, and the figures obtained as follows. Indum recorded 4.3 millimeters of rain. Guinea recorded 5.6 millimeters. Now the forecast. Tonight we're expecting isolated showers with thunderstorms to affect parts of the country. Day tomorrow will be mainly partly cloudy and warm. We are expecting a light to moderate southwesterly breeze to continue to dominate the wind flow across the country. Morning temperature values will be 22 degrees Celsius over Banjul and Yudum. We are expecting 23 degrees Celsius over Kerawan, Sibano and Jinoy. The rest of the country will be mainly 24 degrees Celsius warm tomorrow morning. Top temperatures will be 30 degrees Celsius over Banjul. Yudum will record 32 degrees Celsius as well as Kerawan. Sibano and Jinoy will be 33 degrees Celsius warm. The rest of the country will be either 34 or 35 degrees Celsius tomorrow afternoon. The day tomorrow will be slightly warmer than it was today. We are expecting low tides of 0.53 meters at 9 minutes past 8 o'clock in the morning and 0.47 meters at 5 minutes to 9 o'clock in the evening. High tides will be 1.41 meters at 20 minutes to 3 o'clock in the morning and 1.56 meters at 13 minutes to 3 in the afternoon. The sun will rise at 19 minutes to 7 o'clock and will set at 26 minutes to 8 o'clock. We thank you and wish you a very good night.
And before we go, a reminder of our headlines. Over 340 policemen and women are poised to join the ongoing war on crime after completing a 10-month intensive training program at the police academy. Representatives of nations that have a stake in the